Ras in English. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I hope you can hear me and see me. Just please press plus or some number if it's fine. Everything is good, and you can get us. And same time, hoping that yeah, you can get me. Just it's takes some shit. Okay, I see there are some pluses. There's already huge crowd, as I can see, of us. So happy to see you. And today we'll have 2 topics, presentation webinars, as you got it, it's going to be in English. So for those of you who are just practicing, so it's going to be also good practice, I hope. And of course, we do it in term to tell a little bit more about our conference, which is going to be on Krakow 27, 28, right? In April. And today is just the way you can kind of try to, to feel it by some speakers. One of the speakers is going to be me, and another Simon. He's already ready. I know if you see his video, not yet, but you will see. I also just checked his video for him. Okay, and just short question from you. Could you also write down your position, what you do, like sales manager, CEO, and maybe your city, where are you from? So we'll just get kind of acquainted and get a little bit more into ourselves. So by the matter of today's schedule is going to be like this. First of all, Simon from Poland, he will share about how to really generate leads from LinkedIn, firstly, and he will even show it. He'll share his screen, and after it, probably I will tell a little bit more about conference, what's gonna be there, and then my part. I see these people start sharing, we get acquainted with each other, and then at it, I will share my experience. As you might know, I have IT company Sloboda Studio, which I'm founder there, with around 50 people, and also I do a lot of activities, social activities, conference, community. Maybe some of you on Facebook, are in Facebook group. By the way, could you also print a Facebook group? So for those people who's there, so I have help person. Okay, yeah. So I think it's probably good for me, and we should. I want to present next speaker. Simon, are you around?
Yes, I'm here. Just waiting for the go.
Okay, just I will use my headphones just in case, so I don't have problems. Some people think they are funny, but I think they are. Yes, so just for Simon, I just met him maybe on summer. He went to our business club, business camp. We did it next to Kharkiv. He came just from Poland with his partner Eric. Then I invited him to the conference, Kiev Outsource People. And now, why we did it, actually, we started this first webinar with him because he's our main partner in Krakow, where we do conference. I was thinking it was a really good way to start. And also Simon is a really good professional in the sales and in cold mails. There are already some tricks which we got from him and used in promotion of our conference. Simon doesn't know it, but so it's about this meeting things. He knows, maybe he will share this with you. And yeah, Simon, so just words for you. I hope people will enjoy it for you. And just, of course, it's like kind of short demo, which company of Simon does. He also do trainings. Maybe he will share a little bit about this. And he also have this presentation on 27, 28 of April in Krakow, and now it's just the short version of this. So your turn, Simon.
Cool. All right. Can you hear me, see me, guys? If yes, we can jump with the pluses. Thanks, Pavel, for the introduction. Like Pavel said, what I do every day is help companies increase. That means everything from building ideas, what's the strategy of reaching out to clients, through getting leads, approaching those leads, and then finally going to meetings and basically leading those meetings. And the main thing that a lot of people do is they forget about channels that work just because they don't know how to do it well. And it's just like with programming. Like some people say, well, I don't want to really do programming because, well, it's really hard and you cannot really do this or this or that. But the thing is that if you use wrong functions or wrong type of code, or you optimize it not good enough, well, it's not going to work. And it's the same with getting leads, which is the first step to getting clients. So what I'll do is I'll share with you actually 3 main steps that you can do in order to get better leads and better meetings, and with that get more clients. Of course, you know, with this 20, 30, 40 minutes, depending how long we're going to take, I cannot go super deep in the topic, so I'm going to share more during the conference and on other events or webinars. But if you have questions, you can throw them in, or we can have a session at the end where I can share more ideas. So the first step that you want to take when we think about building a sales strategy or a reach out strategy is actually not getting databases or getting people. Think about a thing called buyer persona. And this is a really challenging thing because a lot of people think that reaching out through emails is just send of emails. And marketing, like if you see a banner, it doesn't mean that it's a product for you. It has to be tailored. Is think about who is our target audience, who will be open to talk to us, and who can we really help. If we think about, let's say, a CEO of a corporation and a CEO of a startup, they're 2 different people and they're looking for different solutions. Maybe they still need code, but they're looking for different solutions. So we want to think about, well, who is our perfect audience? So usually when I have consulting with different other people, I can see there's poor quality. Can you tell me, guys, is it better? Is it worse? Okay, maybe there's some challenges with internet in Poland. I go slower, better, worse. Okay, so just maybe depends where you're from. Okay, so I'll go. Sorry for that, guys. So I'll go much slower. So let's see if it helps. So first was the buyer persona. So we want to think about who is our target audience and who will we reach out to. So if we think about our perfect clients or the services that we do, or basically our existing perfect clients, just write them down and think about what do they need, what are their emotional needs, what would be their objections. And you can Google a lot of things on this. Should I turn off the video? Would that be better for you guys? And maybe just leave the audio, and then when I share the screen, we can show. Tell me if it's any better now. Okay. All right. So let's get back. All right. So let's say we already did that. So if you don't know your buyer persona, just go online, just look it up. There's other tools to find this and build this. But once you have that defined, then you start building a database. The thing to do this is maybe now I can share my screen. All you have to do is simply go on LinkedIn, and when you're on LinkedIn, just find companies or even people that you want to talk to, And once you have them, it's pretty easy. You put them in an Excel file, and what you want to do is find their email address. And again, for this, there's many other tools. But for example, one thing that I use is called Hunter. Is I want to find an email, so I can send them an email and track it. Right, so here this tool found this email. There's other tools that you can use. You can use Google tools on finding emails, but this is pretty simple. And basically, once you have this, once you have this, basically, instead of just sending email or trying to send emails on the general emails, which never work, you can send an email, especially for this persona. Decided we're going to talk with CEOs of, let's say, startups in US. Then we start building the database. So first we do a list of startups, then names of CEOs in those startups, and then we find the emails. And the main idea here is that we can track emails. So we can see if they opened it, how many times they opened, where did they open it, what happened. And for this, again, there's a lot of different tools, but what I do is I use a tool called HubSpot Sales. It's pretty nice, user-friendly, and it shows you where people and when open your email and how many times. Basically, the key in approaching cold leads is timing. Because you don't want to send 5,000 emails to everyone, but you want to do a precise email or a series of emails in a good time. So what I do, my timing or my approach is basically 3 emails and then a phone. Not really a cold call, but it's actually a heated up call, right? And I'm going to explain in this whole way. So basically the email, it shouldn't send anything concerning our services, that we want to sell something, that we want to give something for free, doesn't matter. The email and also later of the call is to set up a different time and space for a conversation. So we want to either have a meeting, we want to have a Skype call, a hangout, or meet them at a conference. People don't buy right away. They need to know you, they need to meet you, and then they can think about buying your services. Okay. Name of the tool to track, that was HubSpot Sales. So once we have the emails, we want to create a good structure. So in the email, instead of putting all those features that we have and all those great ideas, let's do a simple thing. Usually what I do in the email, I say, hey, Peter, I'm contacting you because I'm responsible for meeting CEOs of IT companies or startups in New York, planning a couple ideas how to increase time on app development or how to cut time on app development. And I was already talking with Tom from startup ABC and with Adam from startup XYZ. Skype call for 15 minutes with you. When would be the best time to talk? Monday or Tuesday? And what did I do here? Right, so in the email, first of all, I used his name. So he saw that this is not a spam. Hello, sir, whoever is on the other side. Basically, I address it to this person and he knows that this is his email. He sees that I'm responsible for talking with CEOs. So I have his name and he sees that I say that I'm talking with CEOs or meeting CEOs. He sees that basically he's in the right place. But the key here is the next part that I use. So I said, I'm talking with CEOs about cutting time on app development. Or for example, what I do when I send emails to my potential clients, I say, I'm talking with CEOs on sales efficiency, right? So this is what we call the key selling point. It's quite similar to value proposition, but it's not the same thing. So what I want to do is in this email, I want to show the outcome of our potential cooperation, what value do I bring to my clients? Because well, he doesn't want to buy a product, he needs some value that he's searching for, right? So for each company, each product, each target, sometimes even different positions in the company, you have a different value, right? So I spend a lot of time in workshop with different companies on this. But for example, when you pitch a CEO, maybe the thing that he's looking for is not really having better development, but having better UX, so he can be more famous, he can have more users, right? Maybe for the CTO, it's actually cutting on time or having more talent in the team. So we want to find that. And that's why the buyer persona is important, because if you already list all the needs and all the things that this, let's say, CEO is looking for, you can put it here, okay? And then the next part that we want to do, different references. So I used some names here. So these are actually names of other CEOs I either worked with or other CEOs that I talked with. So it doesn't have to be clients, but he sees that, okay, this is a guy who has my name. He says he's talking with CEOs, and he also gives me names of other CEOs he talked to. Talk with him, all right? And I want to tell him, okay, I just need precisely 20 minutes or 30 minutes on a Skype call. And instead of just asking, hey, can you talk to me, a different call to action, which is, well, I would like to talk to you next week. When would be the best time? Monday, right? And we call this two positives question. So I ask a question, which is actually not really a question. I'm assuming that he will talk with me, and then I'm giving him two options, which both of them are positive, because I don't care if he wants to talk with me on Monday or Tuesday, as long as he talks to me. And that's how we close it up. And the funny thing is that with this approach, usually, well, of course, depending on how good key selling point or the value I'm going to bring, or how good names do I have, we can get anything from like 3, 5, even to 15% conversion from cold names to a meeting. But the thing is, how do we follow up? Because most of the people, when they don't get an answer, they just leave it. They're like, oh, people didn't write back, so they're probably not interested. But what I do is I write them again. Then like 3, 4 days, I send them another email saying, hey, Tom, well, I was contacting you a couple of days ago, and I was contacting you because I wanted to meet with you to share these ideas and this and this and this, just like I did with company ABC and company YZ. When would be the best time? Monday, Tuesday. And the funny thing is that a lot of people, just from this, they reply, and basically I get another 5–10%. And yes, Pavel, yeah, it's usually if it's already an organized campaign, we use automatic sequences. So there's different tools for that. Again, we use HubSpot. They actually just put this feature lately, but there's other tools like Salesforce. There's actually a startup called Woodpecker from Poland, but there's more and more. The thing is that you want to follow up and you want to have more interaction with those people. Second email, but then within the next 3–4 days, if people don't reply, I send them another email. And basically, this is more like a closing email, because some people can even send like 7 or 20 follow-ups. Usually, people, if they don't get that email in the first 2–3 steps, they won't really do that, right? So basically, what I want to do is find another channel to reach them. So in the email, I say, hey, Tom, Simon again. I know you're pretty busy. You're a CEO, I understand. That's why maybe I can propose a call where I can call you end of the week, maybe Friday next week. And through the call, maybe I can schedule this meeting or this talk that I wanted to have. Would Friday noon be okay? And that's how I close this. That just from this email, again, people write back and say, hey, Simon, sorry I didn't write back. Yeah, Friday is okay, and we can have this long conversation then, right? Or some people just write back, no, Friday is not good, let's talk Wednesday. But still, they qualify, and I actually get a response from them, so I can have this talk. And if they don't write back, then I just call them. But instead of having a cold call and explaining what I do, I just say, hey, this is Simon. How are you, Tom? Tom, I was actually emailing you last week about a meeting. I don't know, did you have a chance to read my email? I just go silent. So basically at this point, people, well, especially the CEOs that open the email, and again, I know when they open the email because I have had the tracking tool, they go like, oh yeah, so sorry, Simon, I know you emailed me, I was supposed to write you back. So then I just say, okay, well, no worries, I know you're pretty busy. And then I go through the same text that I had in the email. Well, I do this, I bring this value, I already talked with this company, and I wanted to have 20 minutes with you on Skype, or I wanted to do a meeting with you. And then we schedule this meeting. And now the situation is that people think about campaigns as big actions, a lot of money involved, etc. But what I do is whenever I go to a new city or I have meetings with different clients, calendar to full. So let's say if I know in advance that I'm going, let's say to Kiev or Kharkiv, I put, but then if I have free spots, I just send like 5, 10, 20 emails. And with that, I can get more meetings to put in. And I don't know, maybe you guys want to put some questions like, do you, or your ideas, do you usually do big campaigns, or you'd rather have those little drip campaigns when you have people coming in all the time? So maybe we can give you some more ideas on that. Okay. Well, the last question from Alex, what kind of email tracking tool do I use? I was talking about HubSpot, but it doesn't really matter. Whatever you use is good, just to know it. Okay, I can see Vlad, you said you do big campaigns. That's good too. If you do big campaigns, it's actually better to outsource it to someone. You don't have to do it on your own. And if you do small campaigns, then you can go through the ongoing processes. And basically later, once they say yes, you go to this meeting. And of course, we don't have much time to go deeper into this, what to do in these meetings. I'm actually going to talk about the whole process on outsourced people. Partner, we're going to go deeper on how to have this meeting, how to qualify people even within 15-20 minutes, and then how to get to the next decision. And the conversion rates from these email campaigns, they vary for me and for my clients, but usually it's everything between 15 to even like 45, 46% conversion from cold names. So if you even get like 20% meetings from your campaigns, that's already pretty good and your calendar is full. And usually what I do from the questions here, I usually try to choose from like 15, 20, 30 companies a campaign, because I already have a lot of companies meeting me and a lot of just more meetings to that. And basically another thing that I do, so this is the first step. Right, and basically another tool which could be an addition, if, for example, you go to different webinars, you go to different events, and you speak a lot, what you want to do is actually use LinkedIn as a tool for reaching out to people. So remember this thing that I mentioned in the beginning, that talk with someone, you don't want to just send millions of emails, but set up different time and space to talk with them, so you can check if they have the same ideas and they need what you're selling. So the best thing to do is actually go and see what people come to your LinkedIn account. And what I do over there is basically, when I see people from the buyer personas that I already wrote down, I reach out to them. So they came to my page for a reason. So usually at this point, I just email them and say, hey guys, how about how about a Skype call, or even I go deeper, I say, well, hi Tom, I can see you visited my website. I'm guessing you did this because you're looking for new opportunities. Well, that's what I do. I help companies increase sales efficiency. Skype call so we can see if there's any fit between our companies. And basically, usually even 60–70% of people just write back and they go further with this. With this approach, you can also use your other connections. So a lot of times we get people to add us to friends, but we don't really know them, right? So again, we want to ask them like, hey, how are you? Did we meet here or here? Are you looking for new opportunities? Because that's what I can do to qualify them. And of course, the main thing is management. How are you going to manage those leads? How are you going to manage those conversations? And later, how are you going to close this on actual meetings? But then it's up to you, right? So you have to practice your flow. You have to have a good process. Cool. All right. I hope that was helpful. Again, if you want to learn more about the actual meeting or other tools how to get to meetings, you can always ping us, or you can come to the conference and then we're going to explain it more in details. And probably we're going to have more meetings one-on-one over there, so then we can share those ideas. All right. Thanks. Thanks for your time. Okay, I got some questions here. Okay, the best thing you can do. In LinkedIn, the best thing you can do when people add you to friends and you don't know them, just ask them like, hey, did we meet in this conference or this conference, and start a conversation. Basically, schedule a Skype call, right? So whatever they say, I met you here, I met you here, I don't remember where we met, but I just have you. Say, okay, well, you're probably looking for new opportunities. When can we have a Skype call so we can see if there's any fit? Cool. All right. So basically, that's it. Like I said, if you have any more questions, we can go deeper into this in private time, or we can share this in the conferences, and I can give the voice away to Pavel.
Hi Simon, thank you for the talk. Also, I had a question what you haven't mentioned about A/B testing. A/B testing, if you do it, or you already?
Yes, of course. Well, basically, this is quite important, and we sometimes even do not only A/B but also A/B, C to Z testing. So what you want to do is create a test for all those different stages or all different personas. So for me, it's quite important, not only the email that I have or the structure, but the actual value that I bring or the names that I send, and also to what person do I send it. In the beginning, if I send it to a CEO, it's different to a CTO or a CFO, right? So we want to test on which markets, on which positions, different values work better. Basically, once it starts flowing, then you use this channel.
Okay. Yeah. Also, some questions from audience. Just few, if you don't mind. Andrew asked if you could provide a paid option for us to find the client.
Yes. Well, usually what I do, I get a lot of questions about that. But what I do is I actually build teams, or I train the management, or I train the teams how to do this. So a lot of people want to hire me individually. I actually don't have time for this, and I usually say that it's actually easier to train 3 or 4 people like me. Only 50% of what I do, they still have twice much time, so they can get more value from this. And what I do with most of my clients is, once I set up the process and different tools, I help them manage that, and I do coaching for the teams and scaling for the teams. So the cool thing is that if we have good conversion already on one channel with 1 or 2 salespeople, then we can easily copy this to 10 or 20 salespeople, and then it basically starts working. But it's not only getting to meetings and getting those leads, but also going through all the different stages and qualifying those leads to close those clients as soon as possible, or the best way.
Mm-hmm. Also, Ron asked, why is title how to manage the company just 10 hours per week? So I think it's just because my topic gonna be second after this. So just please be patient. So Simon, it's not his fault. Yeah. Also, Mark asked, please tell about building and presenting the value for the client. I think it's more about maybe topic for Eric for the conference. Maybe we'll make it with you together.
Exactly.
Just maybe if you, I don't know, if you make like 3 key points, what have sense maybe, or better.
Yeah. The main challenge is that when I work, because I've been working in sales for over 15 years, and my biggest problem was in the beginning is that I was wasting time with people that are not buyers. One will buy your product. You have to know that. But then it doesn't mean that you need to push everyone into doing this, because sometimes you only need 15 minutes to ask good questions and have good connections, so people are open with you and say, well, you know what, I don't really need maybe coding. I actually need design, but I need it in this certain way, right? So sometimes you can qualify those people faster, and this is what I will, or Eric, what we will talk about, how to qualify those people even within 15-20 minutes, leave an open door. So if they don't want to buy, or they don't have a need today, that doesn't mean that we cannot come back to them in half a year. Cycle those leads and go back to them, and sometimes even help them with other topics. Yeah, but this is a longer topic, and probably we would have
another presentation.
More seminars.
Yeah, okay, great, Simon. So yeah, maybe last question, if people want to reach you, what's the best way for it? Is it like LinkedIn or?
Yeah, best way, find me on LinkedIn, add me, and just ask me if I have 15 minutes. I always have 15 minutes to have a Skype call, so I'll be more than happy to talk with you guys. Or if you want to just send me an email anyway.
Okay, I just asked like our assistant to send link to your account, but I think yes, I can take it from your webinar page because I registered.
They should be good at looking. If you want to find leads on LinkedIn, you should be able to find me as well.
It will be first up, I guess, for my master in LinkedIn.
If you cannot find me, I don't know if that's going to be a good channel for you.
Probably like this. Okay, I think some people just was arguing that it's like a lot of information for beginner. I think it's like you can always get something new for this, or maybe it's like you're already professional. And then maybe you're about to start a new company or doing new company. So it's my next topic, which I will cover. So Simon, thank you very much. And I think everybody also can see you live on our conference in Krakow, which we gonna be like just a little bit more than months. Okay, thanks. Yes. Thanks. So now a little bit about a conference, just a few minutes, and then we'll do. I will show you these things. Then we'll do like my part about how to manage a company like most efficient way. Of course, it's not something like magic thing what you can do, but it's some approaches which I had to implement to manage already to business. And now a few things about conference. By the way, please press plus if you already been to outsource people ever, and minus if you just your first time to think about it. Just plus if you did it, and plus minus if you did not. So what about this conference? It's like I think if anybody asks me what's the biggest achievement in my life, I think it would be among them. For me, it's really big deal. And now I have like really young 5 months daughter, but I have a real daughter. But besides this, I think it's also a project which I really like and I'm passionate about, and I'm trying to make it as good as possible. So again, what's about it? It's gonna be like, as I told you, it's the end of April. We do it already 6 or even 7 times. It depends how you see it. We did it a year ago in Minsk, and last November in Kiev. It was more than 1,000 people, and now we are aiming to do it in Krakow. And a lot of people ask us like why they decided to go to Poland. Like Minsk and Kiev was already good, and our initial point was to like expand it in the way to attract West and European and Central and East European companies, and we saw there's some kind of need in this to meet middle and small and medium IT companies. Like somebody in Ukraine is called outsourcing company. In Poland, elsewhere it's called software houses. So also touch company, and we should meet. We should exchange best ideas to really inspire each other, and like from conference to conference implement what we have. I think it's for me it's like most amazing thing what I can do it. And it's about participants, what we expect, the majority from Poland and also Ukraine, Europe Unions. Ukraine is because like we are like everybody know. I mean, many companies know us. And why you should actually go to the conference, because you can find partners. I know actually there's interest in between Polish companies in Ukrainian market, and also from Azerbaijan. I've been recently to Germany, and they tell that Polish companies sell much better. Maybe not because maybe only they have Simon, but maybe because of some better experience, more integration with European Union. And for me, it's also a goal to bring Russian, Ukrainian, Belarusian companies to really to get such type of experience and to build business, different business connection. Also, like what's important that when you go to the conference and you just when I ask people like, oh, hey, who is there like C-level, who owners or co-founder, and like 70% pick up their hands, and it's like some community what you really can you can talk the same language, the same problem issues and so far so forth. Also, what's important that you will get, what's trending now? Is it like some marketing strategy? What's like new sales channels? And you can always exchange ideas. For example, on a year ago on this Minsk conference, which I just showed you, I got just the idea from one of the speaker about going roadshow. It's like when you go to your customer, not just online, but just you visit city. And I was so inspired that I did first in Norway, in France, and then we actually started a new, I would say, branch in what we do in this Bright Outsource agency. We bring company together. We bring them to once to Berlin, and yesterday I went back from Tel Aviv. We also did a huge and great, I believe, integration into Israel IT market. We had plenty meetings, and it's just before because I got this idea on the conference. So I think it's something valuable you can get from there. Also, is it similar new partners? Sometimes some people need like mobile applications, some companies, some need design, .NET or everything like this, and you can really integrate with this. This time it will be not as big as we did it in Kiev, since we do it in Krakow in Poland first time. It's going to be two tracks or streams, as we call it. One is in business strategy. Second is about how to sell, how to market. So I think it's those crucial things. And there's like few customers. Also, we have Professor Olaf Zulik. Sorry if I pronounce it wrong. Who is like a professional doctor in and rector, founder of Warsaw Business School. Also, we'll have Thomas from Lithuania, and actually interesting things. We also have speakers, and you can just go and check sites, check site over there. And we have speakers coming from Cambodia, Estonia, Germany, Latin America. So it's really bring huge diversity. And also Krakow. I mean, please also press plus if you already been to the city, minus no, and 2 pluses if you really want to go. I would say minus not, plus if you were, and 2 pluses if you're gonna be. Just we'll check how it goes. So I've been there just last time, so it's somehow similar to Ukrainian Lviv if you've been there. Let's really give like new feeling. There's like history was around. There's nice castles, nice place, and it's gonna be like in end of April, so it's really spring, warm weather, and you can leave if you're like not from Krakow. You can stay there for like 2-3 days more with your maybe family. It's what actually I'm going to do this to go around. There's actually cool places just around. Yeah, so something like this. Yeah, I see. Yeah, for the prices, you can just go by site. I don't know. Could you also please try it, check it. And for those who already with us and who already went to this webinar to promote you, to motivate you, there's a special promo code which you can use on the site. It's called Poznan. Just to type it, and then you have like -10 discount for yourself. But you need to register before Monday and to finalize its letter. And yeah, just come to join us at conference. I hope you will come there. You'll get new experience, and it's motivation not just to be motivated for a few days, but really to something to be motivated to do implementation. It's what we're trying to make. How we're different from many other conferences, that we're really trying to stick to practical things, not just motivation things. Also to collect the small and medium IT companies together who do like software on the demand, right? Software is what most of you do. Okay, so just a few things about this presentation, yeah, so just I don't know, you sent this link, right, to a conference, so you can go through it, and I think it's time for me to go to the my topic. So it's about actually, let me do it, about more efficient work, and I will share my screen. Yeah, and question maybe first for you before I start. How many hours per week you spend for your business, for your work? So it's like 40 or 60, just out of curiosity or interest. And while you're writing, I would also remind that okay, 60, 50, it's a lot. I know there's also, I know that it's always challenging to stop working, and I also, just as we went from Israel, it's hard to find sometimes balance. It's also a problem for Israeli culture, but I think it's also pretty much for each of us. And just for and it's for me, for example, again, as I got married recently, I get child, and it's double tricky because now I should spend more time with them. They're just, it's something I want and it's something to have, but we should collaborate with and to find balance for other things. And now it's just few activities. What I hope you see my screen, right? Few activities what I already do, just to give you an idea how I balance my projects, which I'm not always successful, but just to share some ideas for me. So my main project, what I do, it's not. Some people ask me, Pavel, you stop doing your IT business, you're just doing like conference and like roadshow and stuff like this. Actually, it's not true. Still, my main business, it's Sloboda. It's what brings me a biggest value and money, you can say so, of course. And I have a team around 50 people. There's more like 35 developers. Mostly we do Ruby on Rails, short advertise. If you have any projects, let's collaborate. And yeah, there's structure behind. And another project is called Bright Outsource. And also we do outsource people inside this. We do roadshow trainings. I'm sure you heard of this, or some of them, because probably you was targeted by this channel. Also, I used to have courses for programming courses. Also, I am founder of Kharkiv IT Cluster and ambassador of Pioneer. By the way, press please 2 pluses if you heard of this Pioneer. If you use it, just 3 pluses. So I will check how popular it's between this. And inside, so again, if you never heard of this Pioneer, just press minus. So they just invited me to kind of be ambassador, just to spread some news about Pioneer, to get just ideas. Yeah, I see that most people knows about this system. By the way, I've been there just visited their office just 3 days ago in Tel Aviv. Also, it's great experience. But also I have another like passion. It's like climbing and rock climbing. Also, it's so just to give you an idea. So it's sometimes for me it's really difficult to be successful in all of them. And I would not say that it's very over successful. There are some colleagues which are better, but it's forced me to really to think, how, and it's as Sloboda Studio is my main business, and I spend there, like as I told you, like around 10 hours per week. So, but still, it's brings me biggest values, and as soon as I try to optimize it. So now, just a few ideas how what really helps me, because I really much thought about this. So first of all, and probably I know all of you just press 1 if you read book from good to great, and if you haven't, I highly recommend you. And one of the key points for this was people go first, and that's meaning that you should really based on your your employee, your colleagues, your partners. For example, some of you maybe have partners, some, for example, I don't, so I have to grow people who still can be kind of partner or real partner in the terms of all things. And one of the question is how to find those people who you can be really based on this, who can be really something what you can rely on and to trust them. And my main idea is that first of all they should be responsible. And yeah, question for you, for listener, how do you, if you just recruit people, how you can check if he is not responsible or not? And now, so just spread your ideas. I mean, if you first see him first time, how you can know for 1 hour interview if he is responsible or not? Just want to know your ideas. With brains, it means like person should be smart, which is more important. Like today, we discussed with my team what's most important things for the people who we want to have it, and it's of course it's like smartness, and also about professional. Okay, probably. Yeah, check if he comes in time on the interview. Yeah, it's a good point, and I see. Yeah, some people get it. On it's also, but my main idea. So it's almost no way you can check if she is responsible or not. Just to spend some time to work with him. But another thing, what I found, it's interesting that usually those people who are really responsible, they ask so many questions, like what's the name, what's important for them, like for example, how location will work for the company, what's the package, what's KPI, and the more questions they ask, usually it's more important. It's usually they will fulfill their duties. But my main idea is like it's no way. You just should check and give them a real task and to see how it works. Well, interesting. For example, on test task, what we give to developers, we never give them deadline. Or so we'll just check. I mean, just come to us when you did it. And I think it's more difficult because we're so used to deadlines. And if a person successfully did without deadline, so it's also part. How to find and check. And main idea, you should really to make big, some PR, or maybe I don't know, some. You should bring as many people as possible to the start of funnel. I mean, so you can choose the best one. For example, for company, we also take interns, and for 2 interns, usually 300 applications. So my main idea is you should find everywhere. But I know it's maybe let's make some short survey. Where did you took the best people? Let's press 1 is by network, your social network, or people who you can trying to find it, and 2 by job site, and yeah, and 3 by, let's say, recruiters and headhunting. Let's just see where you took the best people who you have in your company. I think it's like for us, it's worked pretty much in different way, but I think best of the best was through network. Yeah, I see. Yeah, Anna Karmazin asked me about how many specialists work in Sloboda currently. Yeah, it's 50 people, and also 10 people. It's another company who do it all together. Okay, I see somebody from network, somebody from worksite, friends. Yes, friends works pretty well, sure. And also the problem which is good to have, if you have smart people, if you help them to grow, and we'll just tell a little bit more about this probably later. I mean, you just coach them, you just make them better. Then it will be a problem that they can reach the limit of company you have it. I mean, they will the level of there will be higher than needed in company. So it's forced you to constantly grow. So it's actually a problem to have smart people, because you should make new challenges. For example, even this conference, which we do in Krakow, it's also, for company Bright Outsource, it's also a challenge, and to make people grow, and to see like new limits, I would say so. And for IT company, it's the same. Like we provided new level, new evaluation system. We create values and far support, and it's an open new market now. It also helps it, and also maybe it's like or you already had a lot, but you should really invest in your people. For example, for this roadshow, which I came back yesterday in Tel Aviv, I brought with me like three project managers and one junior sales developer. There was no really need in them in sales, but to open them eyes to see their clients, and it's also kind of investment, and I see at the end that this really helps. So my main idea, if you wanna to spend less operation and company, then of course you need some people who will follow system you build, and they need to be has culture over there. And just in our Facebook group, and unfortunately in Russian, this morning I posted this article about culture, so I just recommend it. I don't know if you could also send link to the Facebook group, but do not forget HTTP dot something like this, because we have it. And just maybe short screen about communication, what we use. Also, please press plus if you use Slack, minus if not, just out of curiosity. Let's check it out. But it's really helped us. We had a lot of channels over there. We integrated it with Redmine, so we'll see in one channel everything what's going on. Also, we just had integration with Slack and Skype. It's not for free, but for some things it's work as well. Also, we have I know company use for the documents different things, but we really enjoyed Google Drive with a lot of different folders with different files, and for free and very fast. And so we all have this information standards of work and stuff like this. Evaluation. Also, we wrote down company rules and evaluation systems. And also for weekly meetings, I was thinking what is most crucial for me. What crucial sites for the IT companies? Maybe you could point out what do you think like most, like maybe 3-4 things what you would mostly care about. Maybe like first one, maybe like sales. What else you would add, please? Write down. Like first is sales. Maybe what else 3-4 sides of company which you really would like to take care if you're owners, if you're managers. Just to share your thoughts. And so for those points we have weekly meetings. So it's usually half an hour or less. And in them, we always have agenda shortly, minute by minute, each minute, like minutes. Yeah, sorry. You just see what you should be like. Yes, Simon said sales, project management, process automation. Yeah, for us it's project management has different sides, HR. And sometimes it's differently like recruitment team as well, and we have also common meetings for all company. We have this, and also what helps is have monthly meeting for your company just to share what you have, to be on the same line. Also, like just shortly, we have even with small company, but we have I believe pretty strong finance things. We have annual budget. By the way, please type. What kind of budget do you have? If it's annual budget, you already have for 2017. If you have a monthly budget, if you don't have budget, just press budget and minus. You'll see how it works for the folks. And it really helps to understand where you are. And it's, in planning, I know most of small IT companies, they don't plan any finance, but I think it's strong. And in planning, there's like, I think most important thing is like kind of motivate you to, you have plan, and you're also trying to, reach this plan, and it's in your mind. If you didn't write down, probably it's like with your daily plan, it's also it will not work. And also we have plans for each month and plans for a year, what we want to achieve. And it's most important not really I think it's not only to write and follow them, but it's first part about write. If you wrote these plans, if you goals for the next months or on the year, you discussed with the team, it's also really something helps you to be on the same time. And if you implement it and follow this, it's even more much more better. Yeah, I see some people do quarterly, yearly, monthly. I mean, the bigger your horizon, that's, I believe it's better. Okay, going next, and just a few things about personal effectiveness. It's zero inbox, which I'm really trying to follow it. I have, as you can imagine, for each of these activities, I have a different mailbox. And except the Kharkov cluster, just one, but say for lots of people, I have one, for Bright Source another. For climbing, no, I don't have. I have a group in social network Contacte, because there's a lot of young people over there. Yes, so everywhere else on 2 and 3 boxes, I follow zero inbox. By the way, if you know about this, just press plus. If you do it, just press 2 pluses. At least if you follow just once in some time in week or months. Yes, so just if you never use it, just try it. And I just last week I started to using shortkeys in Gmail. It's really helped you. Just turn on it in your Gmail. So for example, you can easily fast to using zero inbox technique. It's just the way how you deal with your mailbox. It really helps you to when you just all archived or closed or deleted all your emails, and you see your inbox just empty, it's really motivate you. Things like like this guy on this picture. It feels like, okay, oh my god, I answered all my mails. Finally, I can do something else, and it's like really good feeling. And I try to do it like every day, or at least in today, to close all your mails. And it's like you should read how what to do this. Also, daily planning. Press please the D if you do daily like this. If you do daily planning almost every day, it's something I also recommend to do it. Even if you don't follow it, unless start morning with day plan and it works. And I know 5 or 6 years ago I had that idea that only only 9 or 10%, maybe even 5% people in the world they do planning, and and almost all of them, the richest or most successful things. Yeah, I see people use. We're happy to know. And sometimes we don't do it. Let's make it fair. We forget, or we think it's too busy to write plan. What the hell? But yeah, at the end of the day, I think it helps me to do 3 times more if I plan it and try to stick to the plan, because it's it's very easy. Do not be stick to plan. I'm sure you know what about this. And also problems actually I have, but sometimes it's work out for me. For not, we really don't want to spend too much time on sport or on self or yoga or whatever you do, because we think it's not good way to use time. Let's make zero inbox or something else. So, but it's something. There's like some technique in money saving. It's called pay yourself first. So it's the same should be the same for your feeling to yourself. Sometimes you think, oh, I'm so busy, I don't have time to this and that. But it's something what you and me and everybody should find the time, because in the end you will be more effective. As soon as we don't want to live just for 40 years, we want to live longer. So we should something invest to time. So now a question for you. Imagine like we found right people who can you build system, which I didn't tell today a little more, but it's sometimes works or not. So you build some process system, you found reliable people, you start to do planning, finance, you have plans for months, a year, and you also yourself pretty efficient. There are books, daily planning, and you do yoga. And same time you manage to work, and it's really true for me, just around 10 hours per week. So question for you, what then owners or head of company should do? It's question for you. What imagine the 10 hours. Imagine that he doesn't. Maybe he has a business, but for example, he doesn't have another business, and he want to do something still useful. How do you think what exactly he or she should do in this case? I mean, if he has so much extra time. So what's your opinion? Where he should invest? And actually, I think it's also a matter of philosophy of ownership. And still, I'm talking about companies, owners of companies. This number maybe more than like 10 or 15 or 20, because before this, you mostly need to do a lot of operation things. But after it, you have helping other people, right? In Ambacha, I think Ambacha it's like, or Roman from St. Petersburg, it's great. Maybe helping other people. It's also a question for myself, which I always ask for me. If maybe I should do more volunteering. Maybe I want to help people, like some disabled people or children. But I found for myself that the better I invest in myself in business, so I will grow, and at the end I could do much more than now. So it's maybe I treat my business also as the way we help different people, inspire, writes Tanya Kobzar. I think motivate people, but it's also not simple things. I mean, how we can inspire. I believe that best way is to by example and by drawing picture. And it's also when I told you, it's very you should have bigger scale, bigger ideas, and to share, to motivate the people, bring new things. Learn, yes, good point. Of course, we should learn. Visit clients, hire new great people, strategic company development. Yes, Vladimir. I think it's more close to it. So it's let's go back to my things. So it's recruitment and key staff development. So recently I needed to open new branch, not new branch, but new department. And my recruiters, I couldn't find the right person for 2 or 3 months. And then I just used my connection, found guy, met them in cafe, and I just asked him to join. And for him, it was of course much bigger owner. That CEO found him and just discussed, and I think it's also really helped. And as soon there's like we also record some podcast, and a few owners say that I totally agree that growth of company limited by growth of owner or founder. So the same for people. So it's very difficult to imagine that you will have developer or your colleague who is much higher in all sense than you, because he will probably do his own business, or he will just find another guy. So it's like kind of force you to constantly grow, and to of course some colleagues by their sides should be better than you or something, because otherwise it doesn't have sense. But at the end it's the same for a company. This second point is you should treat your, I believe, business as a training, in the matter that you always should be something new, with new challenges, and everything what you used to it, you should probably delegate. Anything new, challenges for yourself. Also, you should find new directions and horizons in new connections, and it just come into a conference with other conference. It's something like this. So you just go there, you bring new ideas, and so it's should really helps. So for me, it's, I think, crucial things what nobody but you can do it. And actually, it's also answering things about why I spend only 10 hours, because other 10 hours when I do conference, when I do the road shows, I work on these 2 directions. So at the end, what I wanted to tell you, that it's constantly grow, and you should grow your people by investing their time, by coaching them, by improving processes, which we didn't tell more of this, but I think it's different topics. And I know some people maybe there also listeners. And also you should grow yourself, because it's also a level of your company depends on yourself. And how to grow yourself is by new challenges, I believe, more than any book. And actually, for me, this conference, let's say in Krakow again, it's also a challenge, because we never did in West world. And yes, and it's constant improvements, and it's something I really enjoy about doing all businesses. That it's challenge you, find you something new things, new people, and at the end you should really focus on. So my business coach, he said it's very easy to be busy. Try to be successful and not busy. So it's something what I'm trying to balance, and I motivate you. I hope to inspire you to really find your way to do it. Maybe some of the things really help you. And just if you have any questions, if you maybe for the conference or maybe something you need some advice, just to find me. The best way really is to write down something on Facebook. You can find it. Also, for now, it's only for Russian speakers. There's a site brightoutsource.com where there's a lot of podcast articles, and also this Facebook group. Also, again, there's Facebook where there's already a lot of discussion. Unfortunately, it's also now only in Russian, but we want to start some international one according to people. Yes, and maybe answering your question, Chameleon. So, how to manage company just in 10 hours a week? So maybe sum up. So what works for me? So it's fine. In each company, I have two company chief operational officer who is responsible for operation work, and I have like also a sales department who can sales without myself. So what I do, I just in shortly, we negotiate plan with team, and we have these meetings where I mostly control it. So my 10 hours is just actually for meetings and maybe just to help in my CEO and maybe sales when they need this. Pasha, so how do you do this? Asking, how do you do it? All right. Please share your keynotes somewhere. Okay, we'll send a link after this. But what departments do you have in your company? Do you have heads of this department? How did you find them? I have in my department, my company, I think I have backend department, front-end department, also HR department, and sales department, sales marketing all together. All of these heads, I mean, besides front-end departments, was juniors came around 70% of my company. It's also they started working with me as a first job, and I would say I grow them. It's not really just my achievement, but those people. And I think I try to find what's, who might work with it. For example, if you have, imagine, I know, please write down how many people you have in your company. Nevertheless, like if what your position, just to know it. Yes, so we'll see these numbers. But imagine like you have 20 people and you want to choose CEO, and you always have two options: either to hire elsewhere, or maybe you can promote one of your project managers or leads. And between 20 people, there definitely should be one person who thinks the best fit for this, and you can try this. Yeah, I see the numbers are coming. So for 70, it's also might work. For like 10, 12, it's also really different. So it's point. So between all people, you always can choose the best and just work with them. It's like a reality. There's never perfect time, never perfect match, never perfect people. But just we should do something, and we should make best decision between what we can do. Yes, do you have some metrics? Asked Ambaha. I think it's a romance for St. Petersburg. At least he has such company. We have few. For example, we have average rate. We have retention rate. So HR gives me metrics. Every month we see what's company goals. Are we growing or are we getting down? I think there's two key points. I mean, everything else is not as crucial. Average rates gives you also information about what's your bench and how you build in like overall and stuff like this. Main answer here is hire good CEO. Well, it's again, it's difficult. I believe to find the right, and how do you know it's better to grow good CEO, something like this. So yeah, I think that's it. Just to nevertheless, if you wanted to join our conference, I want to remind you about promo code which you can easily use it. It's called Poznań. If you have other question, just you can always target me in Facebook or something. As you see, it's get darker over there. And yeah, and I hope you will enjoy your weekends, and see you soon on next webinar, or I hope on conference. So thanks. Bye bye.